This is Dan Dicks here reporting for Press for Truth, and we need to talk about what's happening to Russell Brand right now, ladies and gentlemen. In case you didn't know, Russell Brand is a comedian in the UK who has recently just been accused of allegedly committing some very serious sexual abuse crimes stemming back around 7 years ago during the height of his career. Now, he denies that any of this has happened, but despite that fact that he's not even been through any kind of a trial, he is currently innocent until proven guilty. This hasn't stopped YouTube from suspending Russell Brand from making any money off of the streaming site after sex assault claims. And once again, that's all these are, is claims right now. Now, I want to be clear. I do not know anything about Russell Brand. I don't pay attention to this man. I don't watch his show. I don't really know much about him at all. He may have done these things. He may not have done these things. That's not what this particular video is about. Today, we're going to be talking about the very, very dangerous precedent that is being set here as the YouTube CEO is now openly defending their decision to demonetize Russell Brand's channel amid sexual assault allegations. Once again, this is purely just allegations, and we're going to hear it from the horse's mouth in this video, but this certainly is not exclusive to YouTube. This stretches across multiple platforms. In fact, in case you didn't know, if you go to patreon.com, you will see it says create on your terms. Really? That is actually the opposite of the truth, ladies and gentlemen, because if you go to my Patreon, patreon.com/pressfortruth, you're going to see that this page is under review. Our trust and safety team is currently reviewing this page. No, it's not under review. In fact, the entire thing has been canceled. As I was financially attacked, Dan Dicks has income wiped out as Patreon cancels the Press for Truth account. And I will show you in my email correspondence with Patreon why they told me my account is currently suspended and what I'll have to do to get it unsuspended. And you will see, ladies and gentlemen, that this is a problem that's stemming across multiple channels and platforms. In fact, you may recall back when my YouTube channel was terminated. I had over 275,000 subscribers there, and in 2020, YouTube terminated my channel in the snap of a finger. 7 months later, they reinstated the channel only to have it completely terminated once again in November of 2022. Well, it was back in those years that I decided to join Rumble. And I am so glad I did, ladies and gentlemen. I know I had 275,000 subscribers over on YouTube, and only 8,000 have followed me over to this platform, but I really hope more people will come join me on Rumble because, unbelievably, the UK Parliament reached out to this Canadian-based platform asking them to also demonetize Russell Brand's content on Rumble. And Rumble, the Canadian-founded Rumble, ended up slamming this deeply inappropriate inquiry from the UK MPs on Russell Brand's content. They put out a statement on X, now known as Twitter, so we're going to look at that today because it's absolutely brilliant. This is something that we need to support moving forward, guys. So we're going to talk about all of this and much, much more in this video, guys. But really quickly, just before we do, I'd ask that you check me out at subscribestar.com/pressfortruth. You know, ever since I was kicked off of Patreon, they financially attacked me by wiping out my account. I had over 300 patrons on Patreon contributing on a monthly reoccurring basis. Well, they killed that. So I ended up setting up a Subscribestar account. This is where I will not be censored and financially attacked like they're able to do over on Patreon. So if you want to contribute, you know, $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, whatever is within your means is greatly appreciated. As I said, I had over 300 patrons at one time. I now have 64 people who have joined me on Subscribestar. Hopefully we can get those numbers up today, ladies and gentlemen. Please check the links in the description below if you want to support my work here at Press for Truth moving forward. All right, let's start with the words out of the horse's mouth, YouTube CEO, as he defends the decision to demonetize Russell Brand's channel amid these sexual assault allegations. Just listen closely to his reasoning here.
We have a creator responsibility guidelines policy where if creators have off-platform behavior or there's off-platform news that could be damaging to the broader creator ecosystem, you can be suspended from our monetization program.
Again, off content news, stuff that you are doing that is not on YouTube whatsoever, maybe on your own terms, on your own website. If they don't like what you're saying on some other platform, they can demonetize you on their channel.
It's impacted a number of creators and personalities on the platform in the past, and that's what played out in this particular case around the serious allegation. Now,
the reporter asked a very good follow-up question here, pointing out that these are just allegations. How can you be doing this? You know, like considering the man guilty before he's proven as such.
It's an accusation. It's not a police charge. It's not a legal decision. How do you decide when to step in before the whole due process has happened?
We endeavor to apply those rules equally across our entire creator ecosystem, not playing favorites, having them apply to the content, the behavior, as opposed to who the person is.
The behavior. So YouTube has made themselves the gatekeepers of thought and opinion moving forward. This is absolutely shocking, and as I said, it sets a very dangerous precedent. Now, this precedent was actually set quite some time ago. As I said, my channel over at Patreon has been under review for quite some time, and when I asked them about that, I said, hello, can you please tell me why my account has been suspended? What do I need to do to get it reinstated? They came back, ladies and gentlemen, with this. They say, hi there, I'm Ray from the Trust and Safety team here at Patreon. We tried to contact you before to let you know your account is in violation of the community guidelines. As we did not see any changes to your creator page, we have suspended it. Now, I'll let you know exactly why I didn't comply to their demands. Watch this. Patreon can no longer support accounts that repeatedly use unfounded or debunked theories to argue against broadly supported public health measures on COVID-19. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They say that the things that I say about COVID on my website are the reason that they terminated my Patreon account. I took a look and I reviewed your creator page today. So in order to bring your page back within our guidelines, kindly review and remove any and all content that advances COVID-19 medical misinformation. Reminder, all of this so-called, medical, misinformation has been coming from the likes of the WHO and the CDC, and they flip-flop back and forth, and things have, gone, both ways, and now the things that I was, accused of being a dangerous conspiracy theorist for saying back then have now proven to be true, and all are openly talked about on the mainstream media, but I'm still gone from the platform. Additionally, since our guidelines extend to any other projects that you fund via Patreon, check this out, this means that online content linked to your creator page is subject to our guidelines. So he sends me 3 examples here on how things that I'm posting outside of Patreon violates their guidelines. And here's one of the examples. Check this out. They link to this post on Press for Truth. Triple vaxxed soccer superstar Alphonso Davies now has myocarditis. Officials say it's due to COVID. There is nothing conspiratorial in this video. There is not even anything that goes against the so-called medical consensus. It's merely pointing out the fact that this man's case is being misrepresented in the news. This is absolutely truth. Here's a second example that they provided. And they link to this one, proof COVID's not that bad. Vaccine mandate for cross-border truckers, and behold, the super immune. This is a video that I did covering, a vast number of topics. And again, they want me to remove this from my website in order to be able to have the account reinstated. And finally, the third example they posted here goes directly to Rumble. They're coming for your kids because it's all about control. And as we know now, this was 2 years ago that this video went out here. We now know that this is indeed the case. But these are the reasons that they cited me for being terminated. And so unless I remove those things, I'm not going to get it back. Well, guess what? I'm not going to be doing that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I ended up starting Subscribestar. Now, I'm very pleased to hear that Rumble is doing the exact same thing. When they were asked by the U.K. Parliament and the members of Parliament in the U.K. to demonetize Russell Brand, get a load of their response, because this is brilliant. It says this. Today, we received an extremely disturbing letter from the committee chair in the UK Parliament. While Rumble obviously deplores sexual assault, rape, and all serious crimes and believes that both alleged victims and the accused are entitled to a full and serious investigation, it is vital to note that recent allegations against Russell Brand have nothing to do with content on Rumble's platform. Just yesterday, YouTube announced that, based solely on these media accusations, it was barring Mr. Brand from monetizing his video content. Rumble stands for very different values. We have devoted ourselves to the vital cause of defending a free internet, meaning an internet where no one arbitrarily dictates which ideas can or cannot be heard, or which citizens may or may not be entitled to a platform. We regard it as a deeply inappropriate and dangerous that the UK Parliament would attempt to control who is allowed to speak on our platform or to earn a living from doing so. Singling out an individual and demanding his ban is even more disturbing given the absence of any connection between the allegations and his content on Rumble. We don't agree with the behavior of many Rumble creators, but we refuse to penalize them for actions that have nothing to do with our platform. And they close it out with this. Although it may be politically and socially easier for Rumble to join a cancel culture mob, doing so would be a violation of our company's values and missions. We emphatically reject the UK Parliament's demands. Bravo, Rumble. Thank you for taking that stand against the cancel culture mob. So again, I'm really pleased to see the response from Rumble, but I want to let you know today, ladies and gentlemen, this is not exclusive to YouTube. We've seen similar things on Patreon. They're going after Rumble to do similar things, but they have made the right call, as we saw here in this post on X, saying they're never, ever going to do such a thing. Again, guys, I really hope and encourage you to subscribe to me over there on Rumble. They obviously are more in favor of free speech and are a lot less likely to censor content like what you see here on Press for Truth. So just wanted to bring all of this to your attention today, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you know, things can go either way in this case, but let's let the man have, you know, his day in court, right? Before we start demonetizing him moving forward, because that's what they do. That's what that's how these attacks work. That's what they did to me on Patreon. And again, guys, if you want to help me supplement that, you can do so by joining me on Subscribestar. Subscribestar.com/pressfortruth. Again, these guys are far less likely to censor me like what the guys at Patreon did. So again, if you appreciate my efforts to bring you this information, don't forget to check me out there. You can see the top link in the description below. And that's all for today, guys. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Share this video with your friends and family who you think need to see it the most. And stay tuned. We're going to have more video reports coming soon, God willing. This is Dan Dicks reporting for Press for Truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free.